Hi, hello, I'm Ever, and welcome back to Everso. Today I will be reading chapter 10 of a fic titled The Villain's Barista by Cherraim on Air 3. Once Stain had woken up yesterday, he had insisted on treating his injuries himself, so Izuku let him be. Kurogiri and Tomura later agreed to drop off Izuku at the cafe, since after a long day he deserved some good night's sleep. And today, Stain went viral. And so did the League. At first, Izuku thought that everyone would focus on Stain, and Tomura would be mad that the hero killer got all the credit he deserved. Turns out, the League of Villains seemed to be the more interesting topic. Once he woke up to a peaceful morning, Izuku did his usual chores and then hopped down the stairs to make himself a cup of coffee. When he reached the entrance, however, he is surprised to see the room full of people already. It's still early in the morning. He wrote all the orders down and got to work. While making the coffees, he listens to the conversations that all of them were having, most of which seemed to be on the same topic. The video of Stain that got uploaded by someone, the commission tried to take it down, but it kept getting reposted and shared. Izuku's sure that everyone must have seen it by now. The question everyone is asking is, who is the League of Villains? The group that started the debut with attacking a hero school, while not succeeding in their goal to kill All Might, still managed to break into the school full of pro heroes. Another question wandering around is, now that Stain is part of the group, what exactly is their ultimate end goal? To be able to get the hero killer, who has ideals of his own, to agree to be a part of this organization, there had to be something worthwhile for the man. What changed? They've been open for new members for a while, so why did he join them now? Speaking of recruiting, more villains seem to be interested in joining the group, but they didn't know what they will gain or what will happen if they do. Izuku listens to some of their opinions on the matter and thinks about what Tomura's next move will be. Izuku is lonely. Like, really lonely. It's just like in the beginning when he started working here. Villains come in for coffee, then leave, leaving Izuku alone with himself and the smell of coffee lingering around the room. Dabi is out again. Toga and Spinner don't even come here that often, and Shoto is busy with his final exams. And all of his villain's friends just disappear right after their morning coffee. Izuku rests his head on his hand and stirs his iced pistachio latte absent-mindedly. He just wants someone to talk to. God apparently hears him because just a moment later there's confetti and glitter exploding in his face. He yelps and jumps back towards the wall, looking up to see a tall man with a white mask decorated with a cool black geometric design. The man wears a dark yellow overcoat with buttoned shoulder pads and a high collar. He's also carrying a silver cane with a gold handle. The guy chuckles. Didn't mean to scare you, little bunny. He bows apologetically. Izuku stares at him in bewilderment, but gotta admit, that's an awesome way to announce your arrival. Izuku smiles and asks him eagerly, "Hello, what would you like to drink?" "Whatever you make for me," the stranger says, while pulling a cute white stuffed rabbit from his top hat. Is he a magician? Or is that his quirk? Izuku watches from the corner of his eye in amazement while making a salted caramel cream cold brew for him. Mr. My name is Mr. Compress. Glad to make your acquaintance, said the legendary bunny. Then he throws another set of golden confetti in the air. Does Izuku need to clean that up? But wait, legendary? He squeaks and blushes. When did his status change from the famous one to this? Mr. Compress hums. Don't be so humble. He picks up a fork, adjusts his mask, and tries the lemon yogurt cake that Izuku sets before him. I actually came here to have a chat. Someone recommended this place to me. They said if you're stressed or just want to relax, this cafe is the best for us villains. Izuku nods at that. He's glad that what Mine Heist wanted actually came true. Izuku's happy to be a part of it. Mr. Compress is actually a great entertainer, Izuku soon learns. He has a nice sense of humor and can lead a conversation for quite a while. Izuku enjoys his presence. It's like he's a cool uncle who wants to show off his skills to his nieces and nephews. They talk a lot. Well, more like Izuku claps and oohs to every trick he does with his quirk. Then Mr. Compress suddenly asks a weird question out of nowhere. What do you think about commitment? Mr. Compress takes a sip of his coffee. Izuku's eyebrows scrunch up in confusion. Compress takes the hint and elaborates. Well, recently there's been an opportunity for me to, take a step towards my goal of fighting against a corrupt system. But if I take it, I don't think I can take a step back. I'm not sure if it's even the right choice. I know nothing about them. He trails off. Is he joining a cult or something? I don't know you that well to decide for you, but if it's beneficial to you, then why not? And they really won't let you leave? Izuku speaks the last part more likely to himself, but the guy catches it anyways. It's not that I can't leave, it's just that my kind of thing that if I choose it, I have to stay with it till the end. Then he adds, that sounded just like the things Stain would say. Wow, I'm such a fan. Izuku laughs with him. It's refreshing to see others' views on their own goals. This alley probably is cursed. How can he always find not some normal individual in this place? Sorry, Dabby. He was just taking out the trash to the dumpster when he notices a shadow hunched over near the wall. And since, yes, he is curious, Izuku carefully sneaks to look more closely. He takes a step forward and accidentally trots down onto a random beer on the floor. Jesus Christ! You scared the shit out of me! You didn't scare me at all, you brat! The person lurks, and two conscious voices speak up. Izuku jumps back. How many times does he need to do that? And looks at the person warily. Only to see a normal enough man. Well, normal enough for this quirk day and age. Wearing a black and grey bodysuit that covers his entire body, along with grey boots. He wears a simulacrum mask and now is looking at Izuku with wide eyes. Are you okay over there? Izuku asks with uncertainty. His suit reminds him of an American comic hero that Mine Heist had sent to him yesterday. I'm fine. Do I look fine to you? Again, a secondary voice speaks after the first sentence, almost like there was more than one person who's talking. Izuku decides not to ask and only listens to the first part. Well, you were sitting alone next to a dumpster in the middle of the night. It totally looks fine to me. He didn't mean to speak like that. What if the guy finds offensive and stabs him? Whatever, kid. Just leave me alone. Please don't leave me. I am definitely not a creeper. Izuku stares at him in concern. But being the kind person he is, he decides that leaving this person having a crisis by himself wouldn't be good. You know what? I kinda own the building behind you, so if you want, I can make you a cup of hot coffee. It comes out as a question, but Izuku knows it was accepted when the man looks at him with wide, hopeful eyes. Izuku just smiles at him and turns around to leave the alley. He hears a guy scrambling to catch up. Thanks, I guess. Free food! Izuku leads him into the cafe, which had emptied for the night. The guy follows him like a lost dog. Do you like alcohol? Izuku asks while searching for some ingredient in the cabinet. Yeah. Heck yeah, I'm an alcoholic! Izuku laughs. The guy is probably good at reading faces, or Izuku's just too easy to read because he doesn't take offense to his laughter. I'm twice, by the way. I'm not. You seem chill, so you probably don't care about my... Twice gestures to himself. Izuku nods at him. He thinks it's from his quirk. He's positive he heard the name twice before in the underground, since the guy is literally the most sought after for doing illegal jobs. A quirk that can create an exact duplicate of anyone? What a cool quirk. If they meet again, Izuku really wants to ask him questions. So, why were you sitting out there? Izuku asks as he places down a cold brew sangria, mentally noting that he should once again thank Kurogiri for teaching him how to make several alcoholic drinks. Izuku plops himself into the seat next to Twice. Twice dips a straw in the drink and tastes it excitedly. I was just thinking about the decision I made. Kinda stresses, actually. I'm not stressed at all. Stupid! Swirling his straw around in his drink, Twice takes a deep breath. I don't know if they will accept me like this. You're actually the first person in these past few months who hasn't freaked out about me or anything. Kid. You're definitely creeped out, but you won't say it out loud. Izuku scratches his chin awkwardly. Well, I met a lot of different kinds of people here. I guess I just respect and I'm okay with them. Twice stares at him. What's your name again? Izuku did not, in fact, tell him his name yet. Bunny. Masked eyes widen, so he must... Who? Oh. Izuku doesn't even know what this place is. He's supposed to deliver some coffees for Honey and her friends, but now he's here in an illegal underground fighting ring. Izuku looks so out of place. Not only because he's a tiny-ass kid, but because there's only women here. He tries calling her phone, but she doesn't answer, and everyone is looking at him weirdly. They're so intimidating, and Izuku doesn't have the heart to ask any of them for help. Izuku pushes through the crowd towards the left side of the massive room. He reaches a more peaceful area than the middle and takes a moment to catch his breath. He's just about to spend the rest of his night searching for Honey when he bumps into a tall, muscular body. The woman in front of him has shoulder-length reddish magenta hair. She wears a black tank top showing off her muscles, which is paired with some sunglasses and red lipstick. She looks down at him in concern and confusion. "Hello, little boy. Are you lost?" A deep voice greets him. Izuku quickly nods. I'm looking for honey." He points to the coffee bag in his hand. She looks even more confused. Who? Wait, doesn't she own this place? Isn't she the leader of their group? Honey Locust? Aoki Ichika? He tries. Now that does the trick. Her face lights up in recognition. She lifts him up. Hold on, lifts? While still being in shock, he holds on to the stranger's arm. "I didn't know that Chika-chan had a kid. Who's the father? I'm about to leave her group and she didn't have the heart to tell me I'm an aunt now?" she murmurs to herself. Izuku blinks. What is happening? Before he can get caught in his head, he finally spots Honey, who is chatting away with some girl he doesn't know. She turns around then when they get close and stifles a laugh. "Oh, Magne, what you got here?" Honey asks while taking out her phone to take a couple of photos. Magne finally lets him down. She ruffles his hair before she hands the bag she had somehow managed to take him without noticing to Honey. "Magne, this adorable kid is Bunny." Honey pulls him next to her. "Since you're leaving to be a full-time badass villain, this little analyst and informant here will be important in your career. He's the best, in fact." Wow. She sounds so proud, and Izuku can't help but smile a little at her compliments. "Oh, that's great. I thought that you had a kid and never told me." "You what?" Dabby. "I might be away for a while. Sorry, Bonnie. They said a fuckboy says goodbye through text. Guess that is true." After a seemingly self-imposed silence, Tomura suddenly comes back from the dead, and he's now waiting for Izuku to finish cleaning the cafe after he randomly walked in and said he wanted Izuku to come with him to the hideout. Tomura looks excited, and like a kid wanting to show off his new collection or something he achieved. Izuku follows him through the portal once he's finished and is met with the villain's bedroom instead. "What about the usual spot? I didn't get to pet the cat," Izuku complains. There is this cute calico cat who walks around the base in the evening. Kurogiri doesn't want to let it in, so Izuku can only give her some food when he's around their normal spot. Tomura pats his head. "Well, there's been heroes patrolling in the area lately, 'cause someone spotted me outside. It's not like we're safe in the villain-friendly zone like you." He grabs Izuku's arms and pulls him out, heading towards the main room, which is, of course, the bar. He can hear a lot of voices as they get closer. Doesn't Tomura hate too many people? When Izuku looks up at him with a question in his eyes, Tomura explains. "I found some NPCs to join my team. You're going to raid them for me, Bunny. Maybe they can become a real player." Tomura states. Izuku isn't too sure if he'll be good at this. "I'll try my best then." But then he mumbles to himself. "Aren't I a quirk analyst? How the hell am I supposed to know if they're good or bad for the league?" They arrived at the wooden polished door that separates the living area from the bar. The people must have heard footsteps because they quieted down immediately. Tomura opens the door and Izuku prepares himself to look professional as he can while wearing his All Might Silver Age hoodie and basketball shorts. "Please don't be a couple of 6-foot-tall, big, muscular, scary men," he prays. He peeks through the gap and meets all familiar faces. They all stare at him with various expressions. "Everyone, meet my most valuable cheat code, Bunny." He jumps when Tomura pushes him in the middle of the room. Hi guys. Long time no see." And that's it for this chapter. I thank you very much for sticking until the end, and and I hope that the audio was okay because I was having some problems lately, but let me know if you spot any mistakes. Anyways, have a great night or day, and bye bye.